Hello, children. So, in this class, we'll continue with the chapter titled Quality. Okay, so this will be the second part of the video. So, we'll start from page number 74. I'll read the text for you. After that, I'll explain it to you. Okay, follow. I cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say to him, Mr. Gessler, that last pair of boots cracked, you know. He looked at me for a time without replying, as if expecting me to withdraw or qualify the statement, then said, It should not have cracked. Means it should not have cracked. It did, I am afraid. You got them with before they found themselves. Means you got them wet before they found themselves. Then I do not think so. At that he lowered his eyes as if hunting for memory of those boots, and I felt sorry I had mentioned his grave thing. Send them back, he said. I'll look at them. Means send them back, I'll look at them. Some boots, he continued slowly, are bad from birth. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. Means some boots are bad from birth. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. So now I'll explain these few paragraphs. So one day the narrator goes to the boot shop, right? What was the name of the boot shop? Gessler brother. Okay, so boot shop, and tells him that the last shoes that he got from him that cracked. Okay, then after a long pause, Mr. Gessler, that is the shopkeeper, he asks him to bring the shoes to him, and at last he also told that it should not be, but then also he assures that if he cannot repair them, he will give the money back to him. That is, if I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bills. Means he will give the money back to the customer, means to the author, if he could not repair the shoe. Then continue with the text. Once only, I went absent-mindedly into his shop in a pair of boots bought in an emergency at some large firm. He took my order without showing me any letter, and I could feel his eyes penetrating the inferior covering of my foot. At last he said, Those are not my boots. Means those are not my boots. Okay, the tone was not one of anger, nor of sorrow, not even of contempt, but there was in it something quiet that froze the blood. He put his hand down and pressed a finger on the place where the left boot was not quite comfortable. It hurts, you dear, he said. Means it hurts, you dear. Those big barms have no self-respect. means those big firms have no self respect. And then, as if something had given way within him, he spoke long and bitterly. It was the only time I ever heard him discuss the conditions and hardships of his trade. I'll continue. They get it all, he said, means they get it all. They get it by advertisement, not by work. They take it away from us who love our boots. It comes to this. Presently, I have no work. Every year it gets less. You will see. Means they get it all. They get it by advertisement, not by work. They take it away from us who love our boots. Right? And looking at his lined face, I saw things I had never noticed before, bitter things and bitter struggle, and what a lot of grey hairs there seemed suddenly in his red beard. As best I could, I explained the circumstances of those ill omened boots. Remember, omened means a sign that is not good. Ill omened boots. But his face and voice made so deep an impression that during the next few minutes I ordered many pairs and lasted longer than ever, and I was not able to go to him for nearly 2 years. So now I'll explain till here. Okay, so it was another day. He goes to the shop, that is Gessler Brothers, to order a new pair. Okay, wearing a pair of shoes which he bought due to some emergencies that the sorry, some emergencies from a big firm. Okay, Mr. Gessler at once recognized that the shoe are made not made by him. He touches a particular spot on the narrator's shoe where it was not comfortable for the narrator. And then he says, he asks the narrator if it hurts. Then he said yes. Then the shopkeeper expresses his contempt that those large firms attract customers through shiny and impressive advertisement to sell their inferior quality products and not buy their works. Okay. Then the author explained Gessler brother that I have to bought this pair of shoes under some kind of circumstances, right? So the narrator wanted to explain the circumstance on what cause he bought that shoe from that big firm, maybe in some emergency, right? But when he saw the face and voice of the shopkeeper, he then immediately ordered so many pairs at once. Okay, and then those pairs lasted for a very long time, right? And then it lasted almost for 2 years. So the author could not go to or could not visit the shop for nearly 2 years. Now moving on to the text. It was many months before my next visit to his shop. This time it appeared to be his elder brother handling a piece of leather. Well, Mr. Gessler, I said, how are you? He came close and peered at me. I am pretty well, he said slowly, but my elder brother is dead. And I saw that it was indeed himself, but how aged and worn. And never before had I heard him mention his brother. Much shocked, I murmured, "Oh, I'm sorry." "Yes," he answered. "He was a good man. He made a good boot, but he is dead." And he touched the top of his head, where the hair had suddenly gone as thin as it had been on that of his poor brother, to indicate, I suppose, the cause of his death. "Do you want any boots?" And he held up the letter in his hand. It's a beautiful piece. Means it's a beautiful piece. I ordered several pairs. It was very long before they came, but they were better than ever. One simply could not wear them out, and soon after that I went abroad. Okay, so we will read till here only for today. Now I'll explain this few paragraphs. So what happened? The new shoes lasted nearly for 2 years, right? And then in his next visit, in his means author's next visit, he receives quite a shock. When he enters the shop, he sees the younger Gressler brother. Later, he informs him that his elder Gessler is dead. And that day also, he orders several pairs. It takes a longer period, okay, to make them, but the quality is even better than previous. And after this meeting of the shopkeeper and the author went abroad, right? In the next class we'll see what happened next. Okay, thank you.